I was able to see that the wave of head explosions had only reached about halfway across the courtyard. At the same time, I could see the guard's face being scratched up by the female student's nails. I've escaped much faster than I did last time. Without much more to see, I jumped off the gates in the direction of the outside. In the distance, I could see the athletes that reached the streets had grabbed some of the passing people and caught their breaths. Police, please call the police, the police. What happened? Student, you all right? Gather your wits, student. Police. Paul, ice. The last scene I saw as I collapsed was some man hurriedly pulling out his cell phone to contact the police and the figures of some passing people beginning to crowd around. Should I have asked him to call for an ambulance? No. What can an ambulance do when their heads have already exploded? It seems that, when a person is very flustered, they end up worrying about things that don't matter. Those were my last thoughts before I fainted. When I woke up, I was in patient clothes. I was able to see white ceilings and people moving around. I was in the hospital. My mom and dad were sitting with haggard faces until they noticed me waking up. Seeing me awake, they began to cry as they hugged me. Oh, my dear son, how could this happen? I was worried that you would never wake up. How are you feeling? Mom, Dad. You should be at work now, why are you here? Oh, you poor thing. How is that the issue right now? You collapsed. Not long after, the doctor came by and explained that the reason I had collapsed and lost consciousness was due to extreme shock. Other than that, my body showed no signs of anything wrong. Did I survive? Suddenly, atrocious memories began to flood back in. When I tried to explain to my parents that their heads exploded, and they said that they already knew. It was all over the news, and everyone was in a panic because of the incident. The government would debrief everyone soon. As I watched the television while I recovered in the ward, the situation became more clear. The case of Naksong High serial head explosions, over 300 people dead. 300 people. The number of newly admitted students at the entrance ceremony should have been a little over 300. Except for a few escapees, everyone had died. No matter which channel I went to, it was all over the news. While I had lost consciousness, the entire country must have been speaking about what happened. The news anchors on each channel all looked dismayed as they read off the prepared scripts,